Well, good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody's having an awesome holiday season. Uh, yeah, Vlogmas has been kicking my butt, so I haven't had a chance to do many lives. In fact, when I was setting this one up, I was like, what do you mean I haven't done a live since the last time we did this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I haven't. But we are a week early and we are doing the December block from the Kona 2025 block of the month, which means after this, we could start doing the finishing because we
Yay!
have everything that we need for it. I am lucky enough to be joined by my friends Julie and David. Y'all can say hi and everything else. I appreciate y'all for joining me for this because uh, you guys have helped me stay on track as much as, I've helped you guys stay on track. But if I didn't stay on track, there was a penalty for me. So, like, if y'all did it,
There's
there wasn't that much of a penalty.
yours was monetary.
Yeah, mine's a monetary penalty. Yours was just, you wouldn't have gotten the block done, but I know everybody has stayed on point with this. We're normally joined by our friend Amy, and I haven't seen any response to the email that I sent the other day from her, so I hope she is still doing well. I know that she's got some um, personal stuff that is going on, so she's keeping in our thoughts and prayers. And I hope that she's able to get this block done. So,
It was a challenging one.
Yes, it is very challenging. I'm still working on it.
so what they mean is anybody who is sewing along with here, there's a problem with the instructions on the card.
Mhm.
The instructions on the card tell you to make the same quadrant 4 times and just rotate them around. But if you do that, you don't get the block that's on the front of the card. You make two of them that are like that, and then you have to make two of them that are mirror images. What I've always done, just because it helps make sure I have all the colors laid out properly, is I have always laid out the entire block. And it also makes sure that I have the balance that I'm looking for in the block to help prevent me from trying to make mistakes like that. But we know I've done seam ripping the last two blocks.
Oh, I've done many single things, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. Yes, me too.
Yeah. That
Don't
that
feel
was
like
one
a
of them.
stranger.
When David showed me his block, because spoiler, David's a little ahead of us.
Mm.
I was like, that doesn't, I don't know. Did I say that that doesn't look like the block, or did you say that something doesn't look right?
No, I think it was a combination when we're looking at it. And we're like, and I'm like, you follow the directions, and this is what came out. And so we were just kind of like, yeah, we got to rethink this. And
Yeah,
so then I
yeah.
tore it apart twice, and it was the instructions the entire time. And so,
Now, in the instructions defense, if you do it like the instructions say, you still get a nice block. It just doesn't look like the block that is on the pattern.
let's
So
see.
it's not a huge deal if you do it like the instructions say. It's just, do you want it like the picture says, or do you want it like the instructions say? Or, as with every single one of these blocks, you can do them however you want.
I looked at it and I went ahead and thank you, David, for pointing that out. I wanted it to look like the front of the card. I like the back of the card better, but um, that's just the way the quilt was meant to be. And I've
Mhm.
seen
Uh-huh.
finished quilt, so that's why I chose to go ahead with the front. So, but I'm anxious, excited about getting it finished. I think it's
Let's
going to be
see.
great.
So that's what it looks like if you follow the instructions.
Let me pin you for everybody for a second.
Yeah.
So that doesn't look bad. It looks like something's a little off because of the
Hmm.
way that things are, but it's still not a bad block.
No,
No, but still,
it's a lot
yeah.
of half square triangles.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
a
gonna be
pretty block, but I love those colors. Those are some of my favorite colors. But I had a hard time choosing what
Mhm.
colors. I did.
it's I think it's hard every month to figure out which colors we're going to pick because we are given a full charm pack every month
Right.
and told, okay, you get to pick, it's a pick your own adventure with the colors.
Mm-hmm.
And as we are trying to figure out what colors we want to put up there and everything,
Well,
and
wait.
some of us are like, I want those colors that are on the pattern, but we don't know which color is which when it comes to the charm pack because
Yeah.
Well, that and wait till we get to piano keys.
yeah, the piano keys, because the finishing is a piano keyboarder.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, the good thing is, I think we need 72,
Yes,
which means you pick six out from every pack.
yes, but which six do you want?
Just grab, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point it's going to be just grab like that. Grab that dough.
That's pretty much what I did. Is I just went through and randomly pulled them out and semi-color coordinated them, and so
I
yeah.
was looking at, my Trump packs, and we have a ton left over that
Oh
we
yeah.
could make uh
You could probably make a
another
second
quilt.
quilt
You probably could. And who knows?
because I think it's like December and I think it was August that used the most charms.
Mhm.
And that was just 16 of the 40.
Right.
So if you just, if you took the colors that used the most charms and move those to months that used fewer charms, you can make another quilt easily.
Right.
And then you might still have enough to make a third.
You
They
would
gave us
think.
so much fabric with this.
Mm-hmm. They have. But you know what I've liked for me? This has been a good brain exercise because number one, we're using solids. And then, like you said, we had to choose what colors.
Yeah.
That was a big deal for me. And it's been real helpful to kind of stretch my brain a little. So I have appreciated that.
Yeah, I don't normally work with pure solids. So this has been extremely out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I somebody said it somewhere, but you put enough solids together, they all go together,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely been fun. Does Kona do something like this every year? I've never
Uh,
seen anything like it.
I did see a 2024 because our friend John from Guys Craft 2,
Yes.
he ended up signing up for the 2024 last year, but I think he ended up signing up in the middle of the year somehow.
Oh,
They,
And
I think they also did one in 22 because I remember the boys selling the a kit of Kona with the different variation patterns. I'd have to
so
pull up
I
the
think they're doing it fairly regularly.
yeah.
This
hmm,
is just the first one that I've had the opportunity to work with.
right. Well, I wouldn't have even noticed it or known about it if it wouldn't have been for you asking. And I'm sure glad you did because I've liked this. But you found out through your local quilt shop, correct?
Yes, this was one of the programs that was offered through my local quilt shop. And I said, yes, I would please like to sign up and do this.
Yeah. You got a great quilt shop.
They are currently doing signups for. We found the pattern, and I can't remember what it's called.
You did, and I thought I purchased it so that I could sew with you. And yeah, I
You,
can't
you,
remember. You sent me a link.
yes.
Where did we find that at? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. I have to go back. I'll probably create a video early January talking about that one
Okay.
as we are deciding if I'm going to do it on um like a live like this that we're doing it, depending on if we get a bunch of people together, or if I'm just going to do it on one of my 11sies on a Saturday in the
Yeah.
month. So either way, I'm going to be doing it because uh I've signed up for it and there's a monetary penalty if I don't get my block done.
Mhm.
Right. So see,
Uh
that's pretty neat.
yeah, but it's just, am I going to be doing it with friends or am I going to be doing it on my own? Because we have a handful of block of the month programs that I'm participating in next month or next year rather. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
some are some we're doing as a block of the month, whether it be, like I said, the program that I'm going to be starting with my local quilt shop or the Secret Garden Sampler or things like that. Some we're doing as block of the week, which is like the Chatsworth, just so that
Yeah.
that's because they are small blocks, so it's easy
Mhm.
to do. Um, I think we're doing 2 blocks every other week, which makes it block of the week.
Yes.
Uh, so, and then I've got shipping notification the other day that the So Place Like Home and Second Star to the Right kits have been shipped from John
Oh,
over at Art East.
oh boy.
Uh, I think they're estimating my delivery to be January 4.
Oh, exciting.
So the So Place Like Home is being hosted by Adam Soes and is going to be a block a week for however many weeks is in the program. So
Well,
yeah, I've got a lot going,
you got, wow, you're overwhelming. Uh,
which
if
is why
you
I
do
need to get a
that,
calendar out there.
but even if you decide to do that on your 11Zs, which I think is great, um, I'm usually there with you on Saturdays. So see, I could join, not necessarily Zoom, but
Yeah.
I could sew along with you. It just encourages me to get stuff
Yeah.
done,
I
and I like that.
I love using YouTube with somebody sewing in the background as I'm sewing with somebody.
Right, and
Mhm.
um, I do that also with guys craft too. Like he may be sewing, and I sew something with him. I have learned to like some of the Villa Rosa designs,
Uh-huh.
Villa Rose designs. Um, if you need something quick and easy, they're fun.
Most of them are quick and easy.
Yeah.
I say that because Fran picked one of the like probably 4 patterns that aren't quick and easy for me to do under her stuff.
Gotta love the sister.
Well, it doesn't help when David encourages them too, because then I ordered him and I this pattern to do as well as a so it's,
David, is that a Judy Niemeyer?
No, it's a Jacqueline DeJong.
it's paper piecing. But
Wow.
it doesn't help when I send him saying, "Let's look at this in 2027." So we plan it all the way out for so long.
Good morning, Charlotte. But yeah, when David sent me,
Yeah.
he sent me the screenshot, said, "This is on its way to you." My first response was, "Oh hell no!" And I mean, he asked, and I basically said, all of her stuff, and the lady whose name sounds like Catwoman. And I had to go through the whole thing because I can't remember Judy Niemeyer all the time.
Okay.
But I remember the very first time that I heard Judy Niemeyer at my local quilt shop, the first words out of my mouth were Catwoman because Julie Newmar played Catwoman in the classic 1960s Batman
Hmm.
series,
Okay.
which confused the old ladies, but
Leave it to
uh,
Russ. Confuse everybody.
Well, these ladies are easily confused with the one. Yes.
yeah, I mean, I love them at my local quilt shop, but there's a few of them that uh they did I feel like they didn't, and these are the older folks who have cycled off, I would say, because I haven't seen a lot of them recently. They're the either I'm getting old or the group's getting younger. Because there's a lot of that I'm like, you guys don't feel like you're that much older than me.
Right.
But it's always fun just to, make comments. It's like
Just get a
yesterday.
reaction, Russ. You like the reactions.
I'm
Hmm.
not going to deny that. Yesterday we had show and tell, and I showed a table runner that not mistletoe, poinsettia table runner that I did for Christmas in July. And I was like, yeah, this has been sitting on the long arm since July. And they're like, but it only would have taken like an hour to quilt. I was like, it took 37 minutes. But
Hmm.
yes, and the main reason why it sat is because I wanted initially to do some custom quilting on it. I was like, this will be a good small project to work out some of the stuff that I had learned in the long arm class that I had taken over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this would be perfect, but I just never got the motivation to get onto the long arm. Some of it was, Riley doesn't particularly like the sound of the long arm.
Oh,
So she'll go upstairs and hide.
bless her heart.
So it means I have to do some stuff either with her going upstairs and sleeping on the bed or while she's at daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Although this time she spent more time downstairs, so I don't know what was going on.
Hmm.
Maybe she'd get used to it. I doubt it, but you never know.
Yeah, she could be.
Although you did get her a new friend next door, so that could be her playing nice and saying,
She
"Okay,
hasn't
I'll."
gotten a chance to meet Tate yet.
But she knows about it because you talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
Oh, she knows Tate exists because um he was up on their up on the deck one day and making rambunctious noises saying, I want to play.
Oh, she is such a sweetheart.
Of course, what was it, a week and a half ago, I guess now? I don't know if I told you this story. We get up early so that we can, it was Friday, so we get up early to go to daycare. I want her to get as many hours at daycare as she can because that's less energy she has the rest of the weekend. The more hours she spends in daycare, the more time I can spend in here,
There you
is
go.
really what that means.
Right.
So we go outside and it's 6:30 in the morning and she goes pee and she's starting to sniff around for a plate. Like I can tell she has to go poo. And then she stops
Uh-oh.
and she just sits. And this is what she does when she gets excited like that. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I look in the direction that she's looking and I said, no, you
Uh-oh.
can't play with her. There
Oh.
was a deer in my backyard, in the very far corner of my backyard.
Oh. She wanted to make a new friend. or give chase.
Well,
That's a hard question to answer.
the 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 funny thing about the whole thing is, um, a couple times that weekend, I saw multiple deer in the back of my neighbor's yard. His far back, I call it, is very wooded. And I had been thinking something had been living back there, but I had no real evidence. I never saw anything. And, it's very difficult to say, "Excuse me, is there anything living back there?" Uh,
Sometimes he wouldn't even know himself.
yeah. So a couple times, when I was outside with Riley and we saw the deer or the hints of the deer in the yard, I would text my neighbor and say, they're out back right now. We never got the pictures because every time that we went to try to get the pictures, they would bound over the fence into the other side of the yard. But we've have all but confirmed that we have deer living in their backyard.
That's great. Put some corn out for them. They need little groceries too. And believe it or not, you can just a coffee can of corn.
Uh-huh.
Walk out your back door, back in the back there, and pour it out. Before you get back to the house, they will sneak out and get it. And you can watch them. They're fascinating. Of course, I live in deer country. And I really enjoy watching them. It's amazing how Mother Nature works.
Yeah. It's not the first time I've seen deer in my yard.
Mm-hmm.
The first time was like 3 years ago, I think it was. I was on the phone with a coworker, like physically on the phone. I don't know why we didn't do Zoom, but it was like whatevs. And I happened to look, like, I was pacing around the house and I just happened to look out the back window, and all of a sudden I said, "There's a deer in my backyard." And she was like, "What?" So we ended up sidetracking and talking about the deer. I go downstairs and I'm like, "How is he going to get out?" Because this one was a he. How's he going to get out of the yard? And da 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 da. So I went to open up, or I thought about opening up one of the gates. And then I was like, that puts me in the path. That doesn't sound very safe. So
Russ got run over by reindeer
Hmm?
on Christmas.
Yep.
but that was also the same time that I learned that they can easily bound the fence because they decided, or the deer decided to depart by way of bounding the fence.
Mm-hmm. Their legs are amazing. They're so powerful.
This is what one quadrant looks like. And if you made four of these, you'd have a different block than what the
I do
pattern
like your
says.
colors.
Yes. I'm doing a variety of colors and it's not coming together like I like, but it's going to be okay. It'll look just fine in the quilt.
And
Of
as you
course.
put it in with the rest of the blocks, nobody's going to know the difference.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Not one bit.
I've really been focusing on getting this one done because this is the main one that you've been hosting. but I also was doing the one in the boutiques, and I'm a few months behind, but I'll get them caught up. And I'm doing that one with the black background, and I really, really like these blocks. They've been good for a challenge.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep the patterns and
Mhm.
Well,
start
you could
collecting charm packs of folks that I like.
I would like to take one pattern specifically. Let me see which one that is.
Julie imagine this in Civil War.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it'd be gorgeous. And you know, that bundle that I'm going to use for our Chatsworth,
Hmm.
I would have enough to do this in the Civil War. But the one, let's see, February, March, April, May, June, July's block, which is the yellow, orange, and red that's behind me. I
Hmm.
would love to have a
Oh
whole,
yeah, the star.
yes, I would love to, with the
Yeah.
background center, I would love to have a whole quilt with that block. I like that block. I like them all when I look at them. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of these blocks that
you
I
know, there's
really,
not really one I dislike. I like them all.
and they are all 18-inch blocks, so you get a big quilt very quickly.
Hmm.
Yes. And you perfect your half square triangles.
Oh, I just use triangulations for all of
Right.
that.
I have that
I cut my
triangle paper.
background. I the instructions say to trim um your charm pack down to a certain size and put a matching background to it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I'm just going to do the triangulations. I'll cut the background piece about the size it needs to be and leave the charm pack the big size because I'm going to be trimming it down anyway.
Hmm.
Right. Makes it easier. I did it the way the instructions said, but I like the triangle paper better. It's more accurate and faster. I yeah, with your vlogmas that you've got going on, um, I don't know. It was somebody Wednesday that asked you if you were doing your, wasn't it Stephen asked if you were doing your 11Zs? And I thought, oh boy, Russ, can you fit that in too?
Well, it was yesterday during the Stevens pop-up so day where it was like 10:30 and he asked, Russ, are you
Oh,
doing your 11Zs? And I said, have I done my 11Zs at all this month?
yeah,
I
that
had initially planned to try to do an 11Zs the first um the first Saturday, but I was just
yeah.
it's a lot of work to
Hmm.
do um Vlogmas.
Yes, it
And
is.
it's it's not just creating the videos. The videos they take like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It's because I'm doing a contest with this one, and I have to make sure everybody's name is properly um, retrieved from the comment section when they're doing all their guesses.
Mm-hmm. But I think that,
I didn't realize that that was going to take so much of my time.
yeah. But you know, everyone is enjoying it. You got lots of compliments yesterday.
Yeah, everybody seems to be loving it. I've already started my plans for next year on what I'm going to do with everything.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to take a lot of work from me throughout the year, but I think it'll be an exciting thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. And look, your subscriber count's going up and you're getting more recognition. So that's
Mhm.
great.
Charlotte says she's really enjoying my Vlogmas.
Oh, great.
Thank you, Charlotte. Apparently, I've gotten a few songs stuck in people's heads.
Which one this time? Which one this time?
Uh, well, I can't answer what today's is that is already stuck in two people's heads.
Oh,
But
that's true. Yes.
yeah, there's been a few of them that people are like, now that's stuck in my head. I'm like, I'm sorry, not sorry.
Fact.
They knew what they were signing up for when they watched my videos.
This is true.
And if anyone knows you, we all know how wrestling.
Hmm.
I'll tell you one thing, your sister is knocking it out of the ballpark with her advent box.
Oh, and I can't spoil tomorrow yet,
Right.
but yeah, she's continuing to knock it out.
She is. Ah, she's got a calling.
Yeah, I thought about, do I have her do it again? But then I realized it's going to be significantly harder for her next year because she, one, has to remember what she's already done. And
Oh,
I know that that would be very difficult. But two, it was already a lot of work for her to do one. I don't know if I can get her to do another. Plus, it wasn't cheap.
no.
So like I don't make enough in YouTube for the year to pay for what she did.
Right.
Uh
Right.
just so that people know how little I make from YouTube. It my entire what have I've been on YouTube 3.5 years. All the money that I've made in 3.5 years paid for Fran's Advent box. And like she didn't spend a whole lot of money.
Mhm.
So, people are like 3.5 years, that's got to be thousands of dollars. No, it's nowhere near that.
Mhm.
She, I think she was 2 to 2.5 times Missouri Stars
Yeah.
for her budget.
But her things,
But yeah, her
I would
things were
spend the
more than
money
two
on.
or 2.5 times better than Missouri Star.
Yeah, because the other box, I'd have thrown all of
I
it in the
mean,
trash.
there's been some fun stuff in Missouri Star.
Yeah.
I did giggle the day that I got two embroidery projects, one from her and one from Missouri Star.
She's telling you, hint, hint, hint. Is it
And
cross stitch she does
she
or
crochets.
crochets?
It's the other CR word, CRO word.
I got you.
She does. She has done some cross stitch, and um, what was it? Earlier this year, she was trying to see if she could find a craft vent calendar,
That would be interesting.
and she found something. But then she got upset because she fell so far behind in opening her gifts because she was trying to do the craft the same day that she opened it and stuff.
Oh.
So yeah, she's like, okay, this is it was a fun idea. I don't know how far she got with it and stuff like that. I need to check in on her to see what it is. The good thing is I'm going to be pulling her in on uh oh wait, she doesn't know this yet.
Okay.
Surprise! On Christmas Day, I'm going to take a few minutes of our time after we open our gifts together just to have a quick talk about what her process was for the Advent.
Oh,
Because, she's not a quilter.
right.
She's definitely a crafter. She does her crochet. I'm pretty sure she's done cross stitch. She has a silhouette machine that she loves to pieces and has done some awesome
Dude,
projects with.
yes.
Um, so yeah, I want to have just to give her a little bit of exposure
Mm-hmm.
to, I mean, she's been on my channel a couple times already, but
Right.
give her a little bit of exposure again to the community and say,
Hmm.
you know,
Well,
this
we
is my
have all
sister.
grown
She's
quite
awesome.
well. We have grown quite fond of Fran
Hmm.
because you have had her on several times. You've shared her with us, and I would like to meet her someday.
She has thought about doing a YouTube thing,
Mhm.
but her big problem is she's a tax accountant, which means she does not exist from mid-January to mid-April.
Right.
And then beyond that, she does nonprofit tax. So she's got like October deadlines and this
Oh,
month deadlines. And so she's got a lot of month deadlines that I keep forgetting. So I'll be trying to send her stuff and then she yells at me, I got it. Da, da, da. I'm like, you can
oh.
ignore me. Don't yell at me. Just ignore me.
Hmm.
Well, if she ever decided to do something like that, she would immediately have a good following because I know
Oh, I
we
know
would all
that
sign up.
if she decided to start something on the YouTubes, she definitely would get quite a few subscribers immediately just because everybody loves her to pieces. Charlotte said she forgot to comment and guess today's Vlogmas. She got distracted by breakfast. Breakfast is a good distraction. Also, glad you remembered to comment. Putting this block together in 9 patches instead of 4 patches like we've been doing has been feeling weird
Hmm.
because I think every other block was done in 4 patches that we put together in a 9 patch, and this one's a 9 patches we're putting it together in a 4 patch.
Have you got any of your fabric prepped, either one of you, for the Chatsworth?
Oh
No.
yeah, we both bought our fabric last time David was in town.
Right, but I mean, do
Oh no, I
either
haven't
one
even.
of you starch or anything like that?
Oh, I
Oh,
started, but
Yeah,
no, I haven't started.
yeah, I haven't either. But this week it is very sunny and supposed to be very oddly warm here. And so I thought about because I like to, when I have a chance, to take my fat quarters and I like to dunk them and then hang them outside to dry. I don't get them like paper stiff, but
you
it,
don't have a drying bathroom like Kimberly Jolly?
yeah, really. Me too. Tell my husband you can't have the shower for several hours. Have fabric everywhere. I don't
No,
think that.
she has her own bathroom that she uses for the drying. She
Yeah,
like just a dedicated, and I'm like, really?
yeah. Well, all of the starch that she uses, which it has helped me a lot. I don't starch as heavy as she does. I do use aerosol, but when I know I'm going to be using a big bundle and need variety, I just kind of dunk it because it's cheaper and hang it up,
Yeah,
you know. Well, I can't imagine how many aerosol cans she goes through. Holy moly. It's
yeah.
a bunch.
Oh yeah, it's like, yeah, water to her.
Yeah,
I mean, starching is, I mean, it's super great for beginners because your fabric doesn't move as much.
right.
Um, the thing that people either love or hate about the result is Um, because starching also pre-shrinks your fabric.
Yes.
When you wash it, you don't get the crinkliness that people love with a
Really?
quilt because it's not going to shrink anymore.
I didn't even realize that. And that's my favorite part. I can't wait to get it finished and throw it in the wash.
Yeah. So now you can kind of help a little bit of that by not starching your backing, but it only does so much to give you some crinkling.
Ah,
Because no matter what, your batting is still going to shrink a little bit. Your backing is going
true.
to shrink and stuff like that if
True.
you're doing stuff. But a lot of people
And
they
I don't
don't
think she washes hers. I was
no.
gonna say that.
Uh, a lot of people don't wash quilt. Like my wall hangings have not been washed. So even though I haven't used starched on them, they don't got the crinkly feeling. But
Mm.
my bed quilt, uh, I had it on my bed before I washed it, and I was like, this just doesn't. It didn't feel cozy not being
Uh,
washed. And the
uh-huh.
moment that I washed it and it got the little bit of crinkles in it, I was like, okay, yeah, this is perfect.
Yes.
But yeah, you have to be very um you have to know in your mind what the project is going to be to know how much you should starch if you want to starch.
Hmm.
And that's why I like the acorn pins because it means I don't have to starch my projects. I can starch just the seam, and it means that I can get that little bit of crinkly that happens when it gets washed.
I need to, now that I've come a long way in my piecing and stuff, I need to just press, use a light starch to make sure everything's pressed nice and then cut and see how well I do with that instead of doing the dunking. Do you dunk, David, or do you spray?
No, I'd spray.
You
I've
spray.
got my yeah, I've got my little
Uh huh.
mister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do light spraying when something needs it, but I've also been bitten by
Shrinkage.
I cut my fabric and then for sashing or borders, and then there's a giant crease in it. So I'm like, okay, let me go iron this and accidentally have steam in the iron, and it shrinks like 2 inches, and I have to cut again.
Uh,
So yeah, I did that once recently, forgetting that steam does the same thing as um, starch. So
yep.
I've just gotten to the point where if I know that it's a project that's going to need starch, I starch from the beginning. So like the Art East quilts, I
Yeah.
have to starch everything because I know that those are going to need starch in addition to the magic juice.
Right.
But that's also never going on a bed, probably never going to get washed.
Right. No.
But when it comes to something that I know is hopefully going to be on a bed or cuddled with or something like that, I don't starch.
Hmm.
And that's also especially important when you're working with a pattern that involves pre-cuts
Mhm.
because
Hmm.
you starch a 5 inch square, it's not
It's
going to be
gone.
5 inches anymore. So
Right.
you can't do you probably can't do the pattern anymore if you starched. So yeah, it's just a lot of decisions and decisions. So most of my projects I just don't starch
Yeah.
unless it's going to absolutely necessary have to happen.
I know that there's a big controversy about, you need to pre wash your flannels and stuff. Well, this was before I realized it, and I made a quilt with all flannels. I didn't pre wash or anything. And the back had a cotton on it, but the front was flannel. and I used
Uh-huh.
80/20 batting. And when I finished, I just chunked it in the wash machine like I would all my others, and it turned out great.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
now, do you really pre-wash? Because I have some of the flannel 2.5 inch strips and stuff. Well, you don't want to pre-wash
it's
those.
just like everything. It's a you do you. There's
Um,
no quilt police. There's no,
Mhm.
in my opinion, there's no you're doing it wrong. The only time that you're doing something wrong is if you're going to um attempt to pre-wash a pre-cut,
mm,
because that is wrong. Um, you're going to get shrinkage. You're going to have um, uh, the owner of the quilt shop that I do these programs through. She's told the story of somebody bought a jelly roll and washed the jelly roll, and it came out as a giant, what you would imagine,
oh
and
yeah.
she wanted her money back. And the
Ooh,
shop owner was like, but you're not supposed to wash jelly rolls. Oh, but I wash all my fabrics. What did you think was going to happen with this thick of a,
yeah,
so so yeah, it's just basically, if you know what your project that you're going to be working on is, then you can make your decision as to whether or not you should pre-wash or pre-starch or pre anything. But it's all whatever works best for you.
right.
And there's even been things, well, I starched this block, but I didn't starch this block. And I'm like, and I mean, when you wash it, you're just going to have, or I'm sorry, assuming it's a quilt that's going to be washed, you're going to have two blocks that are, one's going to be crinkly more than the other. Nobody's going to notice. And if they
True.
do, smack them upside the head.
See, so the which one is Adam hosting on the So Long for
So
RDs?
a place like home.
Okay, and that's the one that several of you bought ahead of time, right?
Yes, that's going to be arriving January 4th, along with my other one.
That's going to be amazing. Now, which other one did you get?
The Peter Pan one.
Oh yeah.
So I also got the Gray Works Wolf kit. So that's coming. Um
You are going
I
to be one busy filler.
I may have ordered their mini sampler book, the one with all the 600 project
I
blocks.
want that.
I forget what. Let's just say when I got my shipping notification the other day, I got like 5 emails that said your order has shipped, your order has shipped, your order has shipped, because they gave us the option of holding our order throughout their Quiltmas, the 12 days of Quiltmas that they were doing, and we could add additional things during that. And I may have placed a couple orders during that.
Oh,
We
I'm
would
sure
never
you did.
we would never do anything like that.
No. Did you get some clothes in that order?
There may be a pre-order for something else just because they didn't have my size.
Yay! I'm anxious for you to get that and see if if we have to pay anything extra.
Well, he said that they're covering all the
Costs.
duties that are coming in, the tariffs. So
Oh, that sounds like John.
that, and I believe that's probably why the prices went up a little bit on their website. Because if you look at it, the physical price is a couple dollars more than it used to be.
Oh,
And I can just imagine that being, well, it's going to cost a couple more dollars to send it to the States. So it is what it is. The Seriously, Russell,
Did you make a
I
boo-boo already?
I I thought I checked the pressing direction.
Uh-oh.
I pressed all of these the wrong direction.
Oh no.
Oh, it's fine. I just have to repress.
On the David, this is a question for you. On the piano keyboarder, did you just sew them all together and then cut it off as like if you put it on one side and then just cut it off as you need it, or did you actually do? Because I noticed in the instructions it says like sew
I'm
70 something together.
well, I did the five and then I did the two sews on the side to create the seam.
Yes.
And then I did four separate ones for each side.
Oh, okay. Make
Yeah.
it a little easier to manage.
Yes.
But the thing that's incredible, John, is the second star to the right. That was not um, priced for tariffs,
Oh,
but he's still honoring um, handling the tariffs for everybody. So
I bought several patterns and from him, and I really would like to at least do one this next year. So I think I'll put that on my list and try to do that in between everything else I got going. But I really would like to do one.
yeah, they are awesome patterns.
Yes. And everybody's been so encouraging because they said, and of course he is at the ready. Anytime you have a question, that man
Yeah,
ready to answer.
his Halloweenies quilt showed up in my local quilt shop done like 2 weeks after he released the patterns. So I sent him the picture and he responded within like 20 minutes, it seemed,
Oh,
saying, it's awesome to see his stuff out in the wild.
that's great.
And I was like, I didn't expect to get an answer the same day, much less that quickly. Conning all of these teams to go the other direction is just gonna drive me batty. Again, I thought that I had checked to make sure the seams are correct because I waited to press until I knew which direction the seams are going to go. It just goes to show I can't be trusted.
Well, that's another thing I need to work on is my pressing in the right direction. And that's another thing I would like to try to do is the correct pressing because I've been just pressing everything open. And that's just the easy way out, but it takes so much longer.
Hmm.
And I'm just lazy. I'll press one direction, then get annoyed when my stuff doesn't line up correctly or nest rather,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, okay, well, let me just repress everything else.
So now, in between now, after this block in January, we go ahead and do our sashings and everything, and then we're going to do the borders online. Or
Yes. So the
is that
plan
the plan?
currently is um, we now have everything that we need to finish the quilt, which means that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the plan is going to be we work on as much as we want to work on
Okay.
for the month of January. And then the last week of the month, we are going to come back together and we're going to work on piano keys because that's the only thing that we haven't worked on. And if we have anything close to finished that we want to share, we can share.
Okay, good deal.
Because I say it that way because there's some people will be like, well, I never got to see the finished quilt that, Julie or Dave was working on. So we want to get it as close to finished as we can, or Amy, if she's able to join us in January,
Right.
so that people can see finished quilts.
Good deal.
And I mean, there's nothing to say that I can't produce a special video that shows off our quilts in February when they're done, or March, or, September, depending on how long it takes some of us to get the quilting done.
Well, we've already picked out our quilting thread, so that's a
Oh yeah,
start.
I ordered my thread. My backing arrived the other day, and I picked up my binding 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to come through, but that's the thread I'm going to use.
Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, that's going to be
Let me pin you real
pretty.
quick.
Oh, sorry.
You want to share
Yeah,
again?
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
like it.
Let's see.
that's a really nice variegated.
Yeah.
Yes, that's gorgeous. Good
Yes.
choice. Good choice.
And I have I'm just gonna say similar variegated. When I took my long arm class over the summer, one of the machines had this variegated thread on it, and it looked really sharp on the black background. And I was like, ooh, I need to get this to put in my long arm stuff. And I understand my background is not a black background.
That's yours.
Yeah, that one's mine.
Oh
But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
but I don't have a black background going for me. But I think the variegated thread will be awesome when it comes to um, just putting everything together. It'll mesh well with the however many shades of Kona we have going on in our projects.
Mhm.
Mm. I have not gotten to the backing or the thread choice yet, but that is something I may look into today. I'm sure I'm going to shop my stash because Lord knows I've got enough. And
Well,
I don't know about the color choices because that is not white, and y'all know that.
I ordered a 108 of a Kona solid for my backing.
Ooh.
And I bought grunge for my binding because my background in my fabric is grunge. So I was like, well, if I do grunge and Kona for my uh backing and binding, then obviously it's going to all go together.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's,
haven't lined up the grunge with the Kona backing yet, but I'm sure it's going to be gorgeous.
oh yeah. What is your backing, David? Do you know yet?
Mine is a blue with like clouds in it, kind of just to give it some texture on the back.
Right.
It's a 108,
Okay. Are you going to bind it in the same?
probably,
Yeah.
just to kind of frame it out and complete it.
Right. At first I looked at it and thought, oh, I'll just use some of these charms and make a scrappy binding. But the piano keyboard goes all the way to the end, and I think a solid would look better.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know how much binding you have made.
I haven't made any.
you're supposed to connect your binding strips at an angle. So
Mm.
it would be a nightmare to try to make binding out of um, charm squares. Now, I'm saying supposed to because there are no rules.
Right.
Uh, but if you make your binding at an angle, if you join all your seams at an angle, you're going to get a little bit less bulk at your seams than if you put them together at straight seams. So it's just bulk management
Mm-hmm.
that it is. And like I said, there's no quilt police, but you are right. I think that it would be a little busy putting a piano key next to a scrappy binding like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's nothing that says you can't put another little white or whatever your background is border around it before you put your, like, basically to frame it
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to do it that way.
Right. Hmm. Well, I think what I'll do is find my backing and then go from there.
There
Yes.
you go.
There is a shop in Chicopee, Massachusetts that when they do their quilting, they do a double fold over from the quilting. Uh, Basically, they end their quilting right at the edge of the quilt when they're doing the long arming. I normally overshoot by like half an inch or so. And then the way that they said it to me is they trim the quilt up a yardstick's width away from the quilt and do a double fold over to create the binding from the backing. And
Okay.
it looks nice. Uh, I just don't, like for me, I'd rather have that overshoot the, of the quilting so that I know that everything is covered in the quilting.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have done that the other direction. Well, I'm going to rip that up afterwards because there's no point in having me rip now. So I'm just going to put, you guys can't see that I don't like this seam or this seam in the background and I will fix it later. But I have my block done.
I want to see, and then I'll show you mine. I've got mine done.
Wait, I let me make sure it's right.
Yeah, I gotta check mine too.
Okay. Well, while you guys are looking,
Ah,
Oh,
yes,
there's David's.
yes,
gorgeous, David. I love it. Your colors. That black makes those pop.
There's
yes,
mine.
Ooh, pretty. Okay, and here is mine.
perfect.
Awesome.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm glad
I
we had
have to
this
do
one
a
done.
rip in the center of the block because I don't like the way my seam is spinning in the back center. I wanted to go the other direction.
Okay.
So I just have to rip out, 7 or 8 stitches and just re-sew it the other direction. But I want to thank you, David and Julie, for joining me and everybody in the chat as we have now finished all 12 of these Kona 2025 block of the month blocks.
Mhm.
As we mentioned before, we're coming back the end of January, so it's going to be January 25th. We'll be coming back together and working on the piano keyboarders. This is the block, or this is the finished quilt. So it requires piano keyboarders to get it up there. Um, and then we will have it ready for the long arm or custom quilting on our domestic machines, whichever direction of quilting we decide to do. So I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you give everybody love this weekend on the lives that are happening today, and definitely check out my Vlogmas videos. There's just a couple left, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and everything else that is celebrated over January and December. Bye.
Bye.